Hey guys, we are going into Dark Vision's 20 Dark Kokuryu. We're doing a fire team first, and I do want to preface this. I've been saving up Lapis since December or so, or trying to anyway, in hopes of NB Esther and NB Sylvie. We got Esther, and I chased her, and everything I hoped for in Sylvie as far as like elemental support, killers, buffers, stuff like that, we got in Reberta. So I chased her, got her to EX2, got lucky with my pulls. So there's that. And she's insane for this fight. She negates pretty much all of the damage. And you'll see once we get into it. But anyway, this is the team we're going with. It's probably not surprising considering some of the videos out there, but I just wanted to share my clear. It's going to be a 10-turn rotation. I didn't bother taking the time to kind of reduce that down. I know there's some shorter clears. I think there's some longer clears too, but this is my clear. So anyway, Esther's here. And to preface, we'll go back. Everyone's starting the fight in the shift form, except Reberta. She'll be in the base form, and the only Esper that's absolutely necessary for this is to have Carbuncle on Rain, or Rain on Carbuncle, with at least Protect learned, and if you don't have the Reflect ring, you need to have Reflect learned on Carbuncle. But other than that, the Espers are kind of flexible depending on your killers and how you want to spread those out. But Kane's got high Dragon Killer already. Esther's got high Reaper Killer. Seth's got high Reaper Killer. So, Reberta's got high Dragon Killer. So, whatever you feel is best. I know Kane, Seth, and Esther are going to be the biggest damage dealers here. So, I really wanted to lean in on them as far as building them up. With Esther being the highest. I think I hit 4.5 billion on one clear. More often than not, I hit 4 billion with her. Kane, I hit around 3.5. Max with him, it was 4 billion one time. So, and of course, those were on different clears. But anyway, this is an expensive build. Lots of copies of Sky's STMR. I got lucky on my pulls with her over time. Pulled on her banner originally and then shittered, I think, 3 after that. So, anyway, here is her gear. The limited time vision card. And she's at max LB, max Reaper, and max Dragon. Shift form. Just Arden's hat for a little MP refill and LB fill. That's it. You need 0% or better lightning and ice resist on everyone. You do need a passive provoke evader, which is Rain's job. Let me see. Need to give him another evasion weapon. So, Reflect Ring, if you have it. Lion Emblem is kind of important for this clear. I need a Lion Emblem on Esther. There's one turn where we need a lot of LB fill on Reberta. We're getting 28 crystals from just the innate fill and fill from Lion Emblem. And Paws of Prosperity. So, you can take your chance with drops if you don't have all that gear. But, Lion Emblem helps, and Paw of Prosperity helps. So anyway, Rain. If you don't have Reflect Ring, he needs some source of dual cast on Carbuncle, and again with Protect and Reflect learned if you don't have the Reflect Ring. So there's his shifted gear. Base form, he's at 300 Reaper, 125 Dragon, Esther's giving him chain frame so he can chain with her LB. So you don't need to worry about LB damage, just attack and killers. He got leftover gear, so there's that. Laura, base form, just lots of LB fill rate up and LB fill. She's got Dragon's Brush and Call of the Wild. I still don't have any copies of Tyvis's SDMR. This rotation has room to use that. I would prioritize Sephiroth over Laura, but if you have two, you need one on Seth and one on Laura. But like I said, I don't have it, but she just needs whatever preemptive LB fill you can give her, whatever LB fill up you can give her. I mean, I could probably get a little more LB fill on her somewhere, or fill rate on her somewhere. Got High Tide learned on both of these, so 300% of that's coming from Ling's SDMR. Some from Reagan's Overcoat, Limited Moon, you know, so there's that. Oh, and yeah, sorry. Ship's form. She's max on LB, 225 Reaper and 100 Dragon. Again, her primary role is Breaker. Didn't really have enough killers to go around for her. Sadly, she's kind of on the lower side of damage. So I gave her a katana with some Reaper killer on it. So yeah, chain cap materia, there's that, her own card. Sephiroth, base form, just Riku's pouch and some LB fill. Shift form, built for LB damage against Reapers and Dragons, so max on all that. Yeah. Chain cap materia. Tifa's card. Reberta, lots of LB fill, pause of prosperity on her. I know it's not as much as Dragon's Brush, but it gives some LB fill every turn. Preemptive LB fill every turn. So on top of the 1200, you get whatever it was, 500, I think, from this. Galbana Lilies just for some MP fill. LB fill rate up 700%. So there's that. And she's got the limited time card from her banner. Then shift form, built for jump damage against Dragons and Reapers. And she's max on all of those. Yeah. Full jump, full Reaper, full Dragon. Kane. He's going to be doing his base form jump. And he's at max on everything. So there's that. And it's the true double hand build for his spear. His own card. And then shift form. Naked. Yeah, he's pretty much just waiting around the entire fight. So trying to think, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cut the video. I might do a couple of runs, just variance, you know. So anyway, I'll be back in a sec. Oh, and one other thing to note on Laura is that has her TMR and is dual wielding in the base form just to fill her own LB gauge in between turns, or in between her. Yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. So we'll get into it. Alright, this turn we are just going to reflect Protect with Rain onto the boss. We just don't want to push it down past 50%, otherwise it puts up permanent mitigations, I believe. So Seth and Laura are going to LB in the shift form to stack their LBs. Esther is going to Rallying Cry. King is just going to Yard. Reberta, this turn, is going to Ignito's Domain for 120% Fire, Ice, and Light resist. And support from the skies for a 5-stack of Mirage that lasts 5 turns. And then just Mystic Breath as a last cast. So all the boss does is single target ice, I think a lightning dot, and both of those can be provoked. Every even turn, it does a Nethecidable thunder magic damage. Then every 3 turns, it does an ice physical AoE attack. Every 5 turns, it does an AoE thunder that cannot be Nethecided. So, again, with Reberta's resistances, we're pretty much negating all that. And we have Mirage from her just in case anyway. So, but anyway, Laura and Seth are going back to the base form. Laura's just going to punch, and Seth is just going to punch as well. Rain and Esther are both going to Rallying Cry. King's repeating. Reberta is going to the shift form, and she is going to Emissary of Demise. It's a 15 times physical skill modifier for herself that lasts 10 turns, so it'll still be active on the kill turn. There's the thunder attack that we're resisting. Lara's going to shift and finish stacking her LB. Everyone else is pretty much repeating except Reberta. She's going back to the base form, and she's just going to punch this turn. There's the ice physical. We're resisting it and miraging it. So you take your pick of what you want to call it. That's happening there. Okay, Lara's going back to the base form. She's just going to punch again. Everyone except Reberta is just repeating. And she is going to cast Mega Breath to unlock her quad cast. Alright. And again, like I said, the even turns, you can Nethicite Thundega, but we're just resisting. This turn, we are going to get our chain count in. So this is the last turn you can reflect Protect back onto the boss for it to be gone by turn 10. We still want it active on turn 9 because Esther's skill, if the boss doesn't have Protect up, will push it past 50% because we're all buffed up and it's broken and whatnot by that time. So we want to recast Protect. Going to the base form with Esther. We're going to triple Bolting Strike. Lara's going to triple Bolting Strike. Sephiroth's just punching. Kane's just going to wait again. And we're punching with Seth, just so he doesn't lose his stack of LB damage. And we are going to quadcast Mystic Breath with Reberta. So Yeah, this should be a 117 point chain. Not sure the timing really matters. You just don't send everyone too far apart. We'll just do bolting strike and then Reberta. Okay, there's that. So all our resistances and Mirage were still active on that turn. That was the AoE lightning attack that can't be net decided, has to be resisted or tanked. So anyway, this turn with the Reberta, we're going to refresh our resistances with Ignito's Domain, support from the skies for the Mirage, which we do need. There's one turn where Rain's shifted, and he's not evading. And yeah, so turn 9, Rain shifts, and there's no provoker, so there's an AoE, physical, or not AoE, but yeah, there's AoE lightning physical or ice physical, which we resist on turn 9, but there's still going to be a single target attack on somebody, so we need Mirage up in there somewhere. So casting it now, it'll still be active. So anyway, Ignito's Domain, support from the skies. Then Draconic Triune gives a 45% amp to lightning, ice, and fire damage, which we're getting a bigger fire amp from Rain, but Kane's going to be in the sky at that point, so this is more for Kane than anything. Plus, this is stronger than his own personal amp. So Kane this turn is just waiting. Seth this turn is going to cast Eccentric for the LB fill rate up. Esther is going to LB. So we're just going to punch with Laura in the base form, and then Rain's just going to rally and cry again. Alright, we are going to base form LB with Seth for the bigger Dark Imperil than what his skill gives. Reberta's gonna LB in the base form. That gives the 350% stat buff to everybody and a 300% LB damage buff to everybody, which is nice. Kane this turn is going to power up. He's going to do his cooldown, his Magnus, and then Impulse Drive. Rain and Esther this turn are going to rally and cry. So we need to shift Esther. Rally and cry. Then Laura this turn, we'll go ahead and chain with her, just to try to get some more crystal drops for Reberta. Okay. So we really needed Reberta pretty much full, or at least, what, 2/3 full to use her skills. So with her, we are going to Dragon Killer, which her whole gauge is 60, or 6,000 LB. This costs 1,000, and then the other big skill, this Dragon's Aim, is 30. So we need at least, 40 crysts on her. So we're doing the Dragon Killer, Dragon's Aim, and then Inferno Breath, which is a fire imbue for everyone. which we're getting a fire MB from Rain later, but we need that on Kane. So, just want to check. Yeah, so before we do that with the Reberta, we want to shift Laura and do volatile ammunition with her for the break. Esther is going to give chain frames over to Rain. True Storm Brand for her own lightning imbue, big lightning imperil and lightning amp for herself. And then energizing bunny for 120 Reaper killer on everyone. Sephiroth is going to dark amp. Fallen angel on himself, that'll fill his LB. Rain is going to extreme blade for the 150 imperil, I believe it is. Yeah, and like I said, I crowned this up all the way, so big imperil from Rain. Reberta can do her stuff. And then Kane is going to go to the base form and jump. So resisting the lightning. So here is where with Lara and Seth you would use Typhus's STMR. I don't know. Well, let's see with Lara. So she's got a 50 LB gauge. You'd need to get pretty lucky with the drops on this turn. So she would get between Dragon's Brush and Call of the Wild and Advanced Weaponry, that'd be 16 plus her own personal 12 in between turns 9 and 10. So, 28. So there'd still be another 12 LB that she would need filled. Looks like she's got a little bit. So again, I don't know how guaranteed it would be that her LB would be filled by the next turn. So she'd need 12. Oh yeah, no, she would be filled. So she'd get 12. Oh wait, yeah. So at the start of turn 10, when she's still in the base form, she gets 16 from Dragon's Brush, Call of the Wild, and Advanced Weaponry. She'd have 12 from just the max LB fill. So yeah, there'd be another 12 that she'd need to be filled, which you'd have to rely on drops from Esther casting Calm Before the Storm. That I don't really, in this rotation, don't have another way to fill her up. So, but since I don't have Typhus's STMR anyway, we're just going to cast her base form skills. And anyway, so it is what it is. I mean, if you can work it out, great. But so Esther's doing Calm Before the Storm. Again, I mean, if you had Typhus's STMR, you would just cast it here on Sephiroth, but we don't have it, so we're just going to punch with him. Rain is going to the base form, and he is going to cast his Blaze Saber for a fire imbue on everyone, which we're already imbued, but actually for that matter, it doesn't even really matter. We're already imbued. We just really need his big amp on everyone. So there's that. And Reberta's just going to jump after we send Rain. So again, there on that turn, there was a single target physical on a random person because we don't have a provoker. So that Mirage from Reberta on turn 5 helped. But anyway, Esther is going to base LB. Rain is going to Extreme Nova with Chain Lightning to chain with Esther. Lara is going to shift and LB. Seth's going to shift and LB. So we're going to send Sephiroth, then Esther and Rain a second later, and then a second after that, we're going to send Lara, and then somewhere in there, we're going to drop the Dragoons. So all right, which we were looking for a 64-point chain. We got 15.4 billion. So a little low on variance there, I think. But like I said, I've seen Esther hit as high as 4.5 billion. Seen Kane hit his... Oh, okay, so good roll from Kane, bad roll for Esther. Pretty good roll for Sephiroth. And then we got, what, about 3 billion from Reberta and Ignitos, which isn't too bad for a true dual-wield unit in a true double-hand era. But anyway, there's that clear. I'll go back in with the Lightning team, see how that does. But I will talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. See you in a sec. Hey guys, I'm rerunning this with the Fire team that you just saw. I just wanted to try it again see if I could get better variance. Esther should be doing way more damage than that, so we are just repeating the entire fight. So just to reiterate, we're sending Seth, then Esther and Rain, and then Lara a second later. You can't send her too late, otherwise, because the boss dies like almost instantly as soon as the chain starts. So if you send her after it dies, then her damage doesn't count. The Dragoons, I mean, you can just drop whenever and they still hit. So do 1, 2, 3. So hopefully we see some better damage. 15.9. That's better. I think that might be around the max with this team. God, Esther's still kind of low. High roll on Reberta. That was nice. High roll on Seth. Pretty high roll on Kane, but just like 500 million low on Esther. It's kind of annoying. Even high on Lara for not having Tybus's STMR. But did that actually get me a new high score? Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna go back and try this again with a Lightning team and see how it does. See you in a sec. Hey guys, we're back for a Lightning team clear. Everyone is geared exactly the same. We've replaced Rain with Sakura, and we're on a Lightning slot. We're just going to see if her 25% Lightning Imperil field and staying on element with Esther and Kane can increase our damage, rather than having Rain's 150% Imperil and 55% amp, or whatever it is. So yeah, we'll just take a quick look at Sakura. She's passive provoke evade in the base form. On Ramu, she has Protect to Go learned innately, so she's, again, just turns 1 and 5, reflecting Protect onto the boss. You do kind of need Reflectoring for this, unless Ramu has Reflect in his kit that you can learn, and I'm not sure if Reflect is a magic you can craft and equip, or I think there are some old event gear that have Reflect as a magic skill. So if that were the case, you would need, you know, some sort of dual cast on her to cast, reflect, and then protect. But anyway, here's her gear. So, and so since we're putting up an imperil field, whoever has the dot has to have at least 125% lightning resist after a buff. So we are still provoking with Sakura. We want her to eat that dot attack. And yeah, we're still going to have stacks of Mirage from Reberta to where she doesn't need evasion. She's only going to be shifted on turns 2 and 9. And so yeah, provoking, lightning resist, she has a lot innately. Plus on Ramu, she has more than the 125% needed. Plus on top of this, we're getting 120 from Reberta. So there's that. Let me see. Yeah, I mean, 2 multi-element weapons, I guess. I don't know how else to put it. Just to build the chain faster. But she's chaining with lightning. So we'll have ice, fire, and lightning damage on her chaining. So the chain should build a little quicker. Yeah, and everyone else is geared exactly the same. So rotation up to this point was exactly the same as the rain clear. Where there is a small change here. We're going to imbue fire on Laura on this turn. So in the base form, she'll do hot shot twice and then explosive shot. First, we need to LB with Seth and LB in the base with Reberta. So we'll send these 2. Chain with Laura, hopefully to fill Reberta and get some drops on her. Kane's going to do his setup this turn. And then these 2 are just going to rallying cry. Okay. So we will Dark Amp with Sephiroth. Going to shift to Reberta. So on the previous clear, we imbued fire this turn. We're going to skip that. We're just going to do Dragon Killer, Dragoon's Aim, and then we'll just do Emissary of Darkness again. Lara's going to shift and Volatile Ammunition. Kane's going to go to the base form. He's going to jump here in a sec. Esther is going to Quantum Storm on the Sakura, True Storm Brand, and then Energizing Bunny for the Reaper Killer. And we will Thunder Imbue with Sakura. So Kane's skill is already elemental to lightning, so you could jump in before you send Sakura, but yeah, so doesn't really matter. You just need to make sure you get the killer buff on him first before you jump in. Then you need to shift Sakura, and we'll do summon Ramu. First, we're going to send Esther to the base form and do her Calm Before the Storm. And this is where Lara and Sephiroth will do Tyvus' skill, but I mean, again, I don't have Tyvus' STMR, so we're just gonna punch with each of them. Reberta's gonna jump in the shift form and then summon Ramu. Then same thing as the other clear. We're gonna shift at LB with Seth, shift at LB with Lara. base LB with Esther, chain that up with Sakura, and then we'll drop the Dragoons in there. So again, the order is Sephiroth, then the Chainers, and then Laura a second later. So we were looking for a 64-point chain. I'm pretty sure I saw that. So let's see what the damage was. So 14.8. Yeah, it seems that we're getting a little more damage out of Fire Team with my current EX levels and gear I have and whatnot. So close to 4.5 with Esther. God, Laura hit pretty low there. So Seth was high, Reberta was low, Kane was high. Or not high, he was mid-range. But anyway, there's a Thunder Clear. Yeah, it does seem like Rain brings more than Sakura's field. Let me double check. I mean, was there anything wonky going on with her gearing? No. It's all exactly the same. So it's quite a drop in damage on her. I would think it'd be fairly consistent. So it's just the Amp and Imperil made that big of a difference. But anyway, there it is. Thanks for watching. Later.